find out momentarily. Because right now, everyone is still with us. Didn't lose anybody, so fantastic. Please tell me the echo's gone. Don't lie to me and tell me the echo's gone. Just let me know if the echo's still there or not. So the echo is still there?
Yeah. Wonder what that is.
Jeez. I hope it's not something to do with the mic. How bad is how bad is it? How bad is the echo?
Does it disturb your enjoyment of?
Is it distracting? Is it detracting from people relaxing and enjoying the fire and enjoying the atmosphere and all that? I'm waiting for. There's the delay. Farrell says she can handle it. Anybody else? Any other opinions?
We love opinions.
Farrell says, I think it fits.
So.
Some people said they missed the echo from my stream. Well, here you go. You're welcome to it. This is why I don't miss the echo from my stream.
Was it echoing last time we did law?
But the last time we were doing lore, I wasn't using this mic. I was using something different.
Yeah.
So
This is the top of the, well, it's not quite the top of the range. It's a good solid.
It's a good solid range. No, this shouldn't be happening.
No.
So it's either.
I think actually the reason why you're getting echoes because you can hear yourself bouncing off from the other house.
No, we can hear that. They shouldn't hear that. They shouldn't hear that. All right.
Wait, so what do they mean by like an echo?
So the thing is that when you use USB mics and you use them with older computers, sometimes there's a latency issue, and then you get this weird echo effect. But it's inconsistent. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, next time you can load up on my laptop and we can use that one.
You want to give that a shot next time?
Yeah,
All
we'll do
right.
that.
Well, with this
Power through right there.
with this screw,
I sent you a meme.
reverb is a small complaint. Okay, so it sounds like it's
As long as
not.
the complaints are small.
Yeah, as long as the complaints are small.
Do you want to make yourself a thingy?
You'll read the next
It's
one.
small. I'm not sure if it's still warm though, but it's
Okay.
sitting there. But I cooked it for you.
I'm
right?
Goal. Yes.
Goal.
Goal. Dominus Goal. Gary.
Gary. I think it's cool.
Gary.
Cool. It's right there on the end of this.
Oh. So you didn't make me.
I did it. It was in the fire. It was warm, like a while ago. I didn't make you one because I didn't want it to melt.
All right.
It's hard to see.
Anyway. All right. You guys go on ahead.
That he's going to struggle with it. Okay.
I'm trying to get this organized. All right. Go for it, baby.
Regarding Gaul, my queen. The Red War was not so long ago. The nightmare of Gaul is an unwelcome reminder of the slaughter we faced. Many of us are still rebuilding after the atrocities committed by this murderous fiend. He orchestrated one of the greatest tragedies our people have endured when he tried to steal the traveller for himself and harness its light, destroying our homes and the tower, massacring thousands of innocents in the process. Gaul's most odious transgression was not his attempted theft of the traveller, nor his part in the speaker's death, but his profane, self-aggrandized fantasy that he'd be chosen to receive the traveller's light. It would amuse me to think this brute, who excelled only at betrayal and subterfuge, would ever be worthy of the traveller's light, had his misguided campaign not led to so much senseless bloodshed. Light stands for self-sacrifice and devotion. Light is the hope of a peaceful, harmonious world. Gaul sought only power. He would never have been chosen for the light. I often wonder whether I was chosen, or whether I made a choice in my journey through this life. Did fate make me? Or did I make my own fate? I cannot say with great certainty, one way or the other. I can only assert that I chose what I feel to be right in any given moment, and hope I made the right choice. I was relieved when Gaul was defeated by the might of guardians and destroyed by the traveller's light. It was reaffirming. I spare no pity for Gaul. as he was a wretched creature who got what he deserved. His rage-fueled quest for power will not prove our greatest test, however. I dread that whatever comes creeping out of the darkness next will dwarf the devastation Gaul brought forth. We must steel ourselves for what lies inside the pyramid. Do you want me to do another one?
Yes, please.
Which one?
I have a s'more, chat. I have a s'more. I have achieved s'more.
Zydron?
Zydron Gatelord. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Regarding Zydron, Gatelord, my queen, I find myself unexpectedly empathizing with the Vex Gatelords. The machine's sole purpose lies in defending their realm, a noble and relatable cause. I employ that same sense of duty. It's what drives me in our crusade against the darkness and allows me to persevere, even when I feel pushed past my limits, much as I do now. I will not lie to you, my queen. The very fabric of my mind feels twisted and frayed. I have always sensed something inherently dark in regard to the Vex. Specifics elude me for now, but I believe it warrants further scrutiny should we survive this ordeal. The ancient protectors of the Black Garden are rumoured to contain code. Not coordinates to a place, but potentially a key to time itself. Perhaps we can harness that code and erase the horrors of the past. We could save ourselves from the suffering and pain we're being forced to confront. It sounds weak to hope for something so impossible, but trying to reconcile the distress has caused a lesion that I fear will never heal. The past has come back to torment me. For those I love, I will make sacrifices. But will there be anything left of me afterward?
Wait, was that during him dying, that piece right there, or did that...
Yeah, that was, this is,
Yeah, because I was about to say,
yeah.
that Vex Lord was not a nightmare.
No, it was not a nightmare. But this was, remember, this is Letters to Eris, which was unlocked during Shadowkeep.
Yeah.
And that was when, yeah. Here's one. Here's a good one. Regarding the fanatic. This is
80 boy.
this is one of the guys from Forsaken. All right.
Ah, nice to know. Teenagehood still.
Teenagehood still
Still
works.
drives.
Yep. Okay. Actually, I need to take a quick count.
How are we up to?
I think there's either
See, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right.
Two more.
So we have two more after this one, chat. But we're in for 20 total. So
Are we doing 20 tonight?
20 tonight.
Okay. Hit it.
And this one is called Regarding the Fanatic. There we go. From the Letters of Eris, Regarding the Fanatic. My queen, I have now seen Fikrul, the fanatic, the scorned baron, brainwashed in subjugation by your brother, a puppet in Aldrin's scheme to open a gateway to the dreaming city. The appearance of his nightmare begs even bigger questions. Why him? What is the pyramid implying? I often ruminate on the fallen. They are fascinating people. A once great society now reduced to wasted potential, destroyed by the darkness. Who can say what they might have achieved before their downward spiral into scavenging and piracy? Is this to be my legacy too? Am I fated to fail, a pawn to the whims of the darkness? If that's what the nightmare of Fikrul represents, what choice am I left with? I have already been stripped of my light. It would be easy for the darkness to take me if I let it. Do I dare? If we lose this coming battle, surely we're to suffer the same fate as the fallen, being cast aside, aimless and gagging on our own last hopes and ideals. It's growing harder to find the light. That last line, it's growing harder to find the light. Coming from Eris, that's rough. That is rough.
Insert Beyond Light trailer here.
Stop.
What?
No, I'm kidding. Okay. Regarding Crota, son of Oryx. That's a good one. Son of Oryx. Crota. Hands up, who's beaten Crota before? Okay.
Regarding Crota, son of Oryx, my queen.
Sorry. Bucket just said, just that crunch of the s'more was satisfying in the worst and best way. Okay, read it again. Reread the title again.
My queen.
Oh.
The worst is upon us. I'm afraid, struggling to control my emotions, my queen, but it is not fear that provokes me. Uncontrollable rage fills me as the nightmare of Crota returns to taunt me for my failures once again. I am always failing. The countless lives taken during the great disaster, my fire team, and my own lost humanity, they have all come rushing back. I am trying in vain to stop a waterfall with a tree branch. I am overwhelmed. I fail again. The Eater of Hope laid waste to world after world in his pursuit of the traveller. My friends, his sword stole their light. Their light. There was never a path to forgiveness with Crota. He had to be eradicated. The peace I felt learning of his demise at the hands of the Guardians was immeasurable. I took pleasure in his death. I relished in it. The darkness will win. I can sense it already. I swore I would go on. I can no longer swear this. Always failing. Believe me. Such sadness.
Oh, so much sadness, all the feels. So there's this. We were talking about this on the last podcast. There was a moment in one of the cut scenes. Obviously you didn't see this, but I know Serena saw it. Was there's this moment where Zavala reaches out for Eris and takes her by the arm and says, Eris, please. And she says, let me go, Zavala. And there's a lot of, it's a moment of rare tenderness from Zavala, followed up with something from Eris that I don't think we've ever seen before. It was a weird mix of both. She was angry at Zavala, but at the same time she wanted Zavala to understand. It was also almost like frustration. But man, that last line, that was rough. So this is the last lore entry in Letters from Eris, and this is regarding the pyramid. Undelivered, deleted. My queen, I am at a loss. Never before have I felt so hopeless, so adrift, so tempted. Forgive me for our words, but I understand the allure of the darkness. It is quite a powerful sensation to feel so free of care. My fractured mind thrills at the prospect of recklessly abandoning hope. I cannot say I didn't want it to take from me. I was weak. I see this now. I may have faltered, but I endure. Do not mistake my weakness for betrayal. There are more pressing concerns. Delivered, reconstructed. It's coming, my queen. It's coming for us. We have been manipulated. We are right where it wants us. The darkness orchestrated its plan magnificently. The nightmares were so impeccably calculated to draw us in, make us vulnerable, and leave us exposed. The darkness plans to use us. We are to do its bidding. I don't know how to stop it. I detect no fear on the part of our nemesis. We aren't even a concern. We pose no threat. The darkness needs a reason to fear our light, and I intend to provide it. I have been inside. I have nothing but beautiful and violent words for my report. I will meet you at your throne. Delivered. My Cora, after all that has transpired, I must share my findings with you, for you have remained steadfast and supportive of me where others lacked faith. Having faced so many of the demons that haunted me, I finally feel a sense of closure on the horizon. Pain is something that never truly goes away. It is something you live with, hoping it makes you stronger as you learn to cope. You cannot bury it nor hide from it. There is power in acknowledging it. That is how we will win. Despair not. Our purpose is good and true. I will not be weighed down in the dark by my past, my mistakes, or my trauma. Instead, I will use them, and they will lift me up into the light. That is the book, Letters from Eris.
How many was that?
14. That was 14. Oh, thank you, Froy.
Hey, Fro.
I think Froy, when you were here, it was too cold to come out here. So we'll have to...
It's really nice
It's
for like
really
June.
beautiful. Yeah.
For June, it's
For June,
like
this
is
is
zero
really-
humidity.
Well, they were originally calling for a thunderstorm tonight, so it's really beautiful out here tonight.
Maybe later.
That was awesome, wasn't it, Gwen? Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
So what other lore are you going to read?
Okay, so other lore.
Oh, are you going to look at Rasputin?
Yeah, I'm gonna look up Rasputin, see if
Insert Warmind music.
Ooh. There's a oh. There are 8 results in Season of the Arrivals. Lore entries. Hollow. Okay.
Who's Anna?
Anna is one of the
Anna Bray.
Anna Bray. She is related to the people. She is related to the family that created Warmind. She is one of its creators, or at least her family created it, and she was one of the people that invested a lot of time into it. And this is one of so these are random pieces of lore that mention or are about Rasputin. So we'll try this one first. This one is called Anna Physics. The book is Duress and Egress, and this is called Anna Physics. Zavala set down 2 glasses. He watched Anna's face as he poured velvet-looking liqueur and filled them. Her eyes were focused on the grains of his desk. How to be unobservant, they would fade away into the greater canvas of wood, indistinguishable from each other. The traveler hung behind him, buried in a darkening cloud, apart of and apart from the sky. I can't believe we lost, she said. We are not lost. Zavala pushed a glass towards Anna. I froze. We still don't even know if we saved anything, she said. It's not so easy to act in the face of defeat. The prospect of a future is something we have to keep in mind. Anna glared at Zavala. Nothing we do is supposed to be easy? Isn't that the point? This was a stress test, and I buckled. Faith, Anna. You reminded me that we wrap ourselves in the doubt of past failures. Without you, the city would be ash and rubble, more than once. Anna scooped the glass into her hand. She smelled the liquor, winced, and placed it back on the table. You believed in me. Rasputin was my job. Yes, and he still is. A job for the future. Zavala sat and sipped his drink. Now we have a new job. Eris needs our support. Tell me everything isn't over. When Cade passed, I saw the fracturing of the vanguard. as a path towards an inevitable future. Still, it has proved impossible to fill his seat. I believe I would be too weak to lead without the balance added by his unique perspective. As it turns out, his life was but one in an eternity of choices. Zavala, I don't want to relax. I'm not offering you his job. Unless you killed Cade, and we've had the wrong man this whole time. If I did, would you forgive me? I'd understand, he said and smiled. Ikora told me back then that an object in motion stays in motion. I've always admired the phrase, but I must admit it can be difficult to adhere to. Anna shook her head. That's just physics, a fundamental aspect of life. He watched Anna's mood lighten as she considered his words. We find the footholds when we can, and make the best step given the grounds we have before us. Anna nodded. Whatever happened to Cade's chicken? Zavala sighed. I believe Saint has anointed it as some sort of pigeon lord. Anna's locked jaw melted into a smile. Life does not wait for us no matter how long we live it. Drink, oh drink. Zavala chuckled, his glass to his face. For the lords of pigeons summons us to attack the pyramids. Wow. That's a nice little
I
gem.
low-key want to slap Zavala for like half of that.
Yeah, but the thing is, we get to see his lighter side.
True.
We get to see the exercise side of him.
Insert exercise.
All right, you want to try this one? This actually happens before the one I just did.
Okay.
So this is also from the book of Duress and Egress, and this is called
Anna Frayed.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
She had tried everything. The Great Bray, a lineage that promised to save them. For all her genius and moxie, this was beyond her. Rasputin lay dying in a dozen empty screens splayed out around Anna's command station. She could visualize the bleeding code running through her fingers. Zavala's voice was in her ear as ambient haze relegated to the background of her mind like distant gunfire. The image of the pyramid's distortion wave was still raw. This wasn't an attack. It was a command. A lazy dismissal of all their best-laid plans. There were no explosions, no blaring sirens or sparks of dramatic electricity. Nothing to combat or fix. Just a guardian, walled in silent black glass and disbelief. She had been so sure. Her Anna's eyes tracked Jinju as the ghost sped from the console to console, attaching strings of light to each. They slowed her as she went, buried under some load.
Anna,
Jinju's voice strained under crushing distortion.
I think I've got him. Most of him, but not for long.
The words cut through the distant gunfire.
What?
Anna asked. Her voice came softly at first, unsure what form to take as this information processed.
What?
Jinju groaned and whispered in exasperated,
Pillory. Engram. It's not ready. Anna, now. He'll go insane. I can't.
The light tethers attached to Jinju began to pop one by one.
It's this or nothing.
The prospect sent Anna tearing across the room. She belted a command into the air and a floor safe opened in response. Anna snatched the dodecahedron enclosure from the safe and braced it in front of Jinju.
Jinju, do it.
The ghost's shell reformed to forge a directing structure before her core, erupted with light and data. A stream of pure information beamed into the engram, filling it with spiraling wisps of light.
Did you? As much as I could.
Outside the windows, bolts of atmospheric friction dragged flames through the sky as warsats plummeted from low-orbit defensive positions. Their impacts were distant.
Wait, was that so?
That was the scene where Rasputin basically tried to take out the pyramid, and
No,
then
with the cutscene from I think this season.
yeah,
All this,
that
like,
yeah, where
oh,
she's
and he just-
she's left standing in the dark. That picks up from that moment.
Really? Oh, that's spooky.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really
So
cool.
by my calculations,
right
2 more.
now, he's currently in an end ring.
Apparently.
Huh.
All right, so let's keep going with this one. Let's go back. Let's keep going with this one. So we did Anna Freight, Anna Physics. Let's go with Anna Black Box. This is also from the book Duress and Egress. As Anna Bray watched the Guardian Sparrow rocket across Hellas Basin for the last time, she saw a confidant who had believed in her when no one else would. That faith Zavala had reminded her was a bond with more power than all the Warmind weapons in the system. It was a promise to go on. An agreement that there was still a future. Jinju had called it reverse salvage. She knew a thing or two about building something from the wreckage of their past. The building was nearly empty. She had sent as much tech to the tower as they could handle, an entire freight vessel's worth, packed to bursting. She turned to the large glass window overlooking silent Warsat cannons. There were no Cabal. The death buried beneath Mars had quieted. Valkyrie subroutines that could be maintained remotely remained active, just in case. Jinju ran final checks on the jump ship. A dark pyramid loomed overhead. An experimental XO chassis was secured in the ship's cargo hold, one foot in front of the other.
So that's gonna be in the future when it's going to Mars.
Probably.
Wait. Wouldn't that technically be Witchwing? Because
No,
no, because why? Okay. So if the pyramids are gonna be arriving to Earth, like if they're gonna be at Mars, and then we're guessing they're gonna be going to Earth, why are they?
You're overthinking it, honey.
Yeah,
You're
why are they
overthinking
going
it.
to be?
You're overthinking it. You're overthinking it. We're reading lore tonight. Honey, you're overthinking it. They're not going to give us lore for stuff that hasn't dropped yet.
That would spoil the surprise.
That would spoil the surprise, and
So the last one for tonight, right?
no, we've got that was
No, we've done
we've done 14. You did, yeah, I did one. You did one.
Oh, we got two. Yeah,
we got two more to go.
So one more from you.
Honey,
two more I can't count. Just tell me when to stop.
Yeah, that's probably the best. We got three more.
Okay.
You're starting.
I'm enjoying reading them.
I know, me too. Let's see. So, all right. So let me see. Let's do a quick search.
I'm saying that because
Okay.
if they're going to Mars, then why do they just stop?
Serena.
They just stop.
Serena.
What?
Stop. You're overthinking it. You're overthinking it.
What's that?
Let me just look at this. Okay. So, all right. So, for this, no, let's not do that.
There's a lot of lore.
This website, by the way, that we're using to read the lore from is called the Ishtar Collective. And hey, how you doing, Spence?
Hey, Spence.
Good to see you. Hope everything is well. But this particular piece of this Ishtar Collective basically has all the lore between Destiny Year One and Destiny the current and up to now. So you're talking about 6 to 7 years worth of lore.
Wow.
And lore entries.
Wow, time flies.
So yeah. Let's look at this. All right. So we've got season arrivals. I'm trying to find. You're tired, aren't you?
No, I'm just leaning on your shoulder.
Oh, okay.
I'm also watching your power on your phone.
Yeah, I know. I know. Thank you, darling. Thank you for that reminder.
Well, you can always
Alright.
go grab my phone.
I'm trying to find. Okay. What I'm trying to find right now, chat, is basically a good solid. I'm trying to find lore that is good for this particular season. But hang on a minute. There's a slight echo. No, everyone. It has been pointed out, and that's not a problem. I think it's the new gizmo that I've got here. I'm working with the Yeti caster, and I don't know if my computer has enough oomph to keep it going and not avoid a little bit of latency, which that would have happened here.
Next time I'll try my computer.
Yeah.
See if it's got it.
Yeah. So there was some lore that I remember was dropping. I'm just trying to remember. It was there was a lore book that was dropping that I wish I could figure out. I could find. Watch your step there, hon. Yeah. Let me just see here.
Sticky. S'mores are sticky.
S'mores are sticky.
Water's wet, s'mores are sticky.
Oh, this might be a good one. Just get away from the
heat. It's quite warm over there.
It is a little warm over here, isn't it? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that doesn't help. Yeah, they're getting out now. They're getting out. So this is actually the first Crota fire team. This is actually lore from D1. Again, this is. Oh no, it's quite all right. Don't worry about talking about the echo. It's perfectly fine.
Maybe we should say it's intentional.
Yeah, just for atmosphere.
Yes.
Speaking of atmosphere, it's going to get real dark real quick because the thing is, I'm looking at the feed right now. You can see the fire. You can't see us.
Really?
Yeah, well, we're in darkness. We're in darkness. Oh, but wait, I do know one thing we can do. Hold on a second.
I can hit you up with some
You want to use an atmospheric light?
I can blind you and I'll get my phone and just shoot you.
I don't think that's necessary. I think I know. There's one other thing I can do. Hold on one sec. Let's see. If I go to camera settings, I might be able to. Whoa.
Or just get real close to the fire.
No, that I think would be even worse. I can do that. No, that's brightness. Can contrast work? No, that doesn't help at all. I thought I could do. No, that doesn't help either. All right. Nope, that doesn't help either.
Put another log on the fire, you might get some more light.
Yeah, another log on the fire will do it. All right, but the thing is though, to get another log on the fire, I need to. Why did I go be right back? I didn't want to do that. Oh, jeez. Now everything's falling apart. Hold on a minute. Why did I do that? Oh, there I am. Jeez. I tried to fix it, made it worse, chat. Made it a lot worse. Jeez. Now we're just in darkness. All right.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Would you mind going inside and getting some scissors? Because I need to cut in and get the remaining
Oh,
wood.
is that what the problem is? Okay.
Well, that's part of it.
You're not going to use man strength?
Honey, would you mind going to get some wood? Please get some scissors. I asked you nicely. Man. I get enough smartassery from my chat. I don't need it from my wife. Thank you, darling.
You always get it from your wife.
I know. Wow, this thing that was supposed to help. The thing that was supposed to help actually borked it really hard too. Let me just check something else here. Jeez. Everything is rebelling against me now. All right, thank you, darling. Okay, that's what I started with. Now, are you going inside? Please hold chat. I'm getting a little more wood for the fire. There we go. And that, chat, should allow a little more light once the wood catches. It's the magic of working outdoors too. We also didn't have as much lore to read, which is kind of cool. Don't get me wrong, I am not complaining. This has been fun. All right. Thank you, Yes Bucket. I appreciate that. All right. So here is some lore from year 1. This is the first Crota fire team. And this is basically the mission of Eris Morn. Hey, there's the light. So we have light now. Perfect. Okay. At Mare Imbrium, a host of thousands of guardians came united to retake the moon, and were mercilessly slaughtered by the seemingly invincible Crota and his army of knights. Following the great disaster, Ariana III and Eris Morn sought to find another way to kill Crota. They consulted Toland the Shattered, the exiled master of Hive Arcana, who told them that Crota existed in another reality, one where he could be defeated. Veil Tarlo, Omar Ach, and Sai Mota, along with Eris, Ariana, and Toland, embarked on an expedition to the depths of the Hive Fortress on the moon. They were all believed to have perished in the Hellmouth. After many years, Eris Morn returned without her ghost, having somewhat survived amongst the Hive, with tales of her fire team's failure, and the demise of her comrades at the hand of Crota's disciples. Toland was also believed to have perished in the Hellmouth, but since the arrival of Oryx, we had received a number of messages from Toland. The other fire team members are presumed dead. Let's see. Well, Chad, I sincerely hope you have been... Oh, wow. I sincerely hope that you have been enjoying tonight. This has been really a lot of fun. We now have light, as you can see.
Yeah.
We have a lot of light here. And I'm still trying to figure out what else we can read tonight. This has been great. This has been so cool. So we have, oh, hang on a minute. Let's try that one. This could be a fun one. This could be a fun one. Are you gonna come over?
It's just a bit hot.
Oh. Okay. So let's read the lore. Okay, so for those of you who have been playing in the new season, you know we got this weapon called the Wither Horde. This is a grenade launcher that basically lands blights everywhere. And it's got some lore here. So let's go ahead and let's read the lore connected to Wither Horde. And then we have one more piece of lore, and then that will wrap up this night of Fireside lore. So this is the lore attached to Wither Horde. Like a one-man private security company. The Drifter. The Drifter slouches against the bulkhead of the derelict, a pile of dark motes scattered across the table in front of him. He fixes his gaze on the massive titan, the sharpness in his eyes bellying his casual posture. I'm surprised you got the time to come around here hassling me about these tiny motes, Joxer. Seems like you got a big deal in orbit around Io. Oh, this is actually the Drifter. I'm surprised you got the time to come around here hassling me about these tiny motes, Joxer. Seems like you got a big deal in orbit around Io. That's what the Vanguard ought to be. The Drifter's hand rests casually on the... What? Am I being rated? Oh my god, I'm being rated by... Oh, it's Richie. It's Rich Munster. Richie Munster. Rich Siegfried.
Oh, Rich.
It's Rich Siegfried. He's coming in here. Look at this. Hey, everybody. Welcome. How you doing?
Fireside.
Welcome to the Fireside. I'm T. That's my wife, Pip. And we are reading lore from Destiny 2. Thanks for that raid. I certainly do appreciate it. How was your stream, Richie? How was your stream? So, podcasting's Rich Siegfried go back a long way.
Far too long.
The two of us go back quite a ways, and Rich is our he's our technical editor once again for Podcasting for Dummies. I was telling my chat about how this is Rich. I was telling my chat about how Pip taught me that she was a Kiwi and not an Aussie. Yeah.
And you're still alive, Rich.
I know. He lives to tell the tale.
Don't
He
say
lives
I'm not
to
a
tell the
kind
tale.
person.
Thank you very much, Rich. I do appreciate the raid. So, Rich, you are in time. We have a few more pieces of lore left to tell by the fire. And that is what
Put
I...
another log on the fire, Paul.
Or at least
Some kindling.
at least some kindling on the fire. Because I think the kindling actually works better than actual full logs.
Just to get
the bright flame going. All right. So let me start that again for the folks just joining us. For those of you just joining us, how you doing? I'm T. You can call me. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The unicorn gifting a sub to Rich. I appreciate that. That was very kind of you. Thank you so much for doing
Keep you
that.
around, Rich.
We will keep you around. All right. So this is the lore attached. For those of you who are new to Destiny 2, not only is there lore embedded in the game, you can find that, but you also can get lore from the different weapons that we pick up throughout the game. And this is the weapon. This is the lore that's connected to Wither Horde. And this is Wither Horde, like a one-man private security company. The Drifter. Thank you for that follow. I do appreciate that follow. Follow coming from Griffin Moore. Thank you, Griffin Moore. Appreciate it. The Drifter slouches against the bulkhead of the derelict, a pile of dark motes scattered across the table in front of him. He fixes his gaze on the massive titan, the sharpness in his eyes belaying his casual posture. I'm surprised you got the time to come around here hassling about these tiny motes, Joxer. Seems like you got a big deal in orbit around Io. That's where the Vanguard ought to be. Look at this. Guinevere gifting a sub to Griffin Moore. Wow, thank you. I appreciate this. Gifted subs, raids, people just coming in here and just being all generous. Thank you so much. I appreciate
We
it.
could give them a s'more.
I wish we could give you a s'more, so we have a virtual s'more for you. Thank you. The drifter's hand rests casually on the handle of the thick, breech-loaded grenade launcher. And ain't you Vanguard through and through these days? Joxer snorts at the irony. I'm not here to hassle you, Drifter. On the contrary, consider this a friendly warning. Friendly, huh? Is that what we are now? Drifter's grip on the grenade launcher tightens. Now you raise my suspicion. You better speak plain, Joxer, or prepare to draw. Titan shakes his head in exasperation. Some people say these pyramids damn near wiped us out once. Nobody knows for sure. But if they do end up hostile, it's going to get heavy in a hurry. And you don't want to be the guy standing in the middle holding a bag of dark motes. And what the hell business is it of yours where I'm standing? Drifter asks as he plants his boots on the deck. He rises to his feet, the grenade launcher dangling from his hand. Unless I'm standing in your way. Joxer put his hands up in mock surrender. You know what? I came here because I'm trying to change. Making amends after what happened at Gambit Prime, I had to get right. And part of that is giving you some friendly advice to lay low for a while. He glances down at the dark motes. But if you don't want to reason, that's on you. Joxer trundles away back to his ship. As the airlock hisses open, Drifter calls out, That's real nice armor, Joxer. Don't forget where you got it. Drifter's fun. The Drifter's a fun character. It's a fun character, and it's really fun to do readings of his.
He's like he's from the old west.
Yeah, well, he is. He basically is. He's the bad boy of Guardians. He's what happens when a Guardian gets rough. Let's
So
see.
how much more? Do I get to read one before the end of the night?
You get to read the last one,
I'll
darling.
read the last one. So what am I going to read?
Well, now you know what the. You know what?
I know what the drifter sounds like.
Then I think you should do some drifter.
You better
Drifter.
prepare to draw. New Zealand are doing well with accent.
Well, we did watch the original Magnificent Seven over the weekend, so that might help.
Channel my inner.
Here you go. Here you go. And then we got some. We got 100 biddies.
Thank you for the biddies.
Like that sweet tea, y'all.
I love the sweet
Now everybody wants you to do
I'm going to do a
Drifter.
southern accent.
We just gotta
Bless
find.
your heart, Chad.
Oh my god.
Bless your
Oh
heart.
my god. Oh my
I
god.
have been around in Virginia for a
You
while
have
here
been.
now, so
They have been. I just gotta find some.
I'd like to think I've got a little bit of a handle.
Oh. Okay. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's a weapon called the malfeasance,
I love that word.
and the entire thing is done in the voice of the Drifter.
Oh my god.
So here you go.
I'm gonna be
We're
that's gonna be pushing my
we're gonna be closing with Pip doing her rendition of the Drifter.
So
This is gonna be
so
awesome.
he's like from the Wild West, right?
Yeah. This is how. Think about this.
Malfeasance.
Actually, if you really want to know, baby, he's the Guardian. If Matthew McConaughey was the Guardian. At one point, he does go. All right.
All right. I'll do my Matthew McConaughey impersonation.
Wait. But this is going to be a good one. T gives coaching on how to do Drifter. So, thing to know about Drifter though is he's got that McConaughey drawl about him, but he's got a raspiness.
It's a raspy
Yeah,
McConaughey.
so it's a rasp. It's
Raspy.
McConaughey. If McConaughey needed a throat lozenge. You hear me,
McConaughey.
son? You hear me? I know you do.
McConaughey, have you been in a jazz club all night?
Exactly. He's been smoking weed and he's been smoking weed and cigars all night, and he needs a bender. All right.
I'll give it a shot, chat.
Here we go.
Malfeasance. Yes, I wrote you a note. I want you to burn this in your memory. If you're wielding this gun, I've already told you all this and more. But I want you to keep it fresh in your mind. I want you to have this. You may need it. You and I have done a lot together in this system, and I hope and pray we'll get to do a lot more. It'll be a lot safer with you wearing one of these. It's the culmination of a lot of things. Long time ago, I set out to find a replacement for a weapon called Thorn. This will never be that, but to me, it's better. We built it together. And all of us, with this in hand, even the man with the golden gun should have pause. Maybe we can't outshoot him. Maybe he can't be outshot. But if we all take our shot together, we don't have to beat him to it. He'll die too. Remember this for when the day comes. The Drifter.
Guinevere just.
How was that?
Guinevere gave us 100 biddies and said, "Want to meet Julep with that gun?"
I have got better at my southern accent over the years. That's a good one.
It's all that sweet tea.
It's all that sweet tea.
So-
I know how
so
to
we-
make sun tea now,
Yeah,
Chef.
she's doing sun tea now. So no kidding, chat. This was the all right. So
They're getting a lot of atmospheric smoke.
yeah, they're getting a lot of atmospheric smoke now. So that's our
20 pieces of lore.
that's our 20 pieces of lore. You guys killed it. The first time we did this, it was very bare bones. Obviously, it wasn't as intricate as this. I didn't have the boom mic. I wasn't using this contraption or anything like that. And wow, I gotta admit, I'm impressed. I was impressed that we pulled off the first one. This one has been a little longer, obviously, a lot more complicated technically, but we got through it, and I think we're on to something.
So what do they have to
enjoying
do to get more lore out of us,
So,
Steve?
for those of you who are new to my first of all, for those of you who are new to my stream, hi, how you doing? This is my better half, Pip.
I'm also a shark.
She is also a shark on Friday nights with Philippa's Freaky Friday.
I'm a part-time shark.
Part-time shark. This is my channel. I'm the T Monster. You can call me T Monster, Twitch Dad, Twitch Mom, El Papa de Twitch, La Mama de Twitch. But what we usually do is we have some Destiny programming here, and then on Fridays we mix it up and we play a different game. In the mornings I've been playing lately Batman Arkham Asylum, but lately on Fridays Pip has been playing Maneater, where she takes on the guise of a shark, and hilarity ensues. Literally,
I jump into flamingo boats and eat people.
Yeah, or she jumps
Who
onto.
knew this was probably the thing I wanted to do all my life and I never knew.
Or sometimes she will actually jump onto golf courses and take out old people on the 18th hole. So there's that.
Eat the rich.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
So-
foie gras.
So anyway, so that's what we do on the stream. But if you look in the chat window in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see that we have a little golden gear. Those are the channel points for this stream. And for 10,000 golden gears, I will do a reading from Destiny lore. And over a period of I think a week and a half, we had
35, 40.
we had 200,000 golden gears redeemed. So that was 20 pieces of lore. It stacks. So if you donate 50,000, that's 5 pieces. If you donate 10,000 one day, 10,000 another day, that's 2 pieces. And we've been I'm trying to experiment with this to see the best layout, the best way to set it up, the best way to get it going. And as you can see, it's far from perfect. This is outdoor streaming, to be honest, and it's kind of tricky, but.
Well, we'll get better. Next time we'll use my computer and it might have a bit more oomph to power the mic.
It might be able to power the mic a bit better, but no, this has been great. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Thank you for dropping the social links.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning I am not going to be here, but
No,
tomorrow night.
evening, yeah.
Tomorrow night is Titan Tuesday. It'll be after reset, so there'll be stuff to do because there's new stuff dropping. There's going to be a new mission for the weekly quest with Eris Morn and with everything happening with the pyramids, which is why I went with tonight's main lore reading, which was all letters from Eris, which was actually the premise for Shadowkeep. But now, as we mentioned there's going to be a future episode of Happy Hour where we talk about this season and how it's coming off to a really good start, because now a lot of these threads that have started going out since D2, it's all starting to come together, and it's been very exciting for a season so far. But the impression I get is that people really dig the Fireside lore. They dig me, coming out here, and Pip coming out here, and maybe Sunny coming out here, and we're all.
It's a perfect night for it tonight.
That's why I went with
Yeah,
it. I went with tonight because the tricky thing about doing Fireside lore is it's all weather permitting, and I really don't picture us doing this when it's like 90 some odd degrees in humidity, when it's
Really nice out
but it's
here.
really crisp tonight. It's a beautiful night, and I said, okay, this will be the night that we do Fireside lore. I am curious though, if people just in chat, if you want to throw out your quick your quick little one-liner thoughts about tonight, about the lore reading. Did you enjoy it? Did you want to do this again?
Is my accent any good?
Is her accent any good? Well, that's a given.
No, I meant for the drifter.
Well, actually, yes, Bucket, without asking, she actually said, or they said, super dig y'all doing Fireside lore.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, this was a fun idea, and I'd like to keep doing it. So just remember, what I'll do is I will basically make it a minimum of 10, because we got to make it worth it to to get out here, build the fire, make sure
How do
that
they get those gears? I'm curious.
all you got to do is hang out.
Oh,
You just hang out
and they
and
just
stream.
kind of accrue.
And they accrue, and
Oh,
then
okay.
and then you sometimes get bonus ones. So when you hit that 10,000 mark, that's when you make a decision. Do you want some Fireside lore, or do you want to save up for something else? And and while some people have saved up for other things, I do think it's very cool how many people have invested into the Fireside lore and enjoying it. And I was particularly glad because I know one person who's been really consistent in making contributions has been Unicorn, and he asked me specifically, can you do this next Fireside lore on a Monday or Tuesday night, because with the way the shifts work where he works, Monday or Tuesday nights one of his
Okay.
best nights.
So was Unicorn able to stay in?
Oh, Unicorn's in chat. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he's
Hey,
been taking
Unicorn.
care of us. Oh, yes, Bucket gives you a 10 out of 10 on the
Thank
accent.
you. I've been working on it. Just
And
listening to Americans does that to you.
and yes, we miss you too, Spence. We miss you too. We have a guest room whenever you're set.
Yes. Well, the bathroom, we've been doing the second bathroom, the main bathroom, the guest bathroom.
Right.
And that should be done by Wednesday, so that means the guest bedroom will be cleared out of stuff.
And then we can
not
we can return the
that
guest.
we can really do visits
Right.
right now.
We can't do visits right now, but this
Hopefully,
is not going to be the norm. This is not going to be the norm.
No.
But then we're
we
able
just
to
have
do
get through this.
yeah,
Like they did the Blitz.
right. Well, this is our
Hopefully we'll
generation's
do-
blitz.
Yeah, but all we're required to do is stay home and
Play video games.
play video games.
Yeah. In other news, this along with Fireside lore, this has been actually a really good start to the week. Along with the good news from the Supreme Court, Pip and I got mentioned in Virginia Living magazine as 10 Virginia authors you should be reading right now. And we're talking.
I got to be included as a Virginian author.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you
I
did.
got both things going for me, Virginia
Yep.
and New Zealand.
And what was cool about that was that we were mentioned alongside.
David Badolci.
It went 2 New York Times bestsellers. One of them being David Badolci, and then right after David Badolci was us.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty.
It's a nice way to start a Monday.
Nice way to start on Monday, and then I got a massive crap ton of stuff done. One of them was this patio. I had let the patio go for quite some time, and I had to do something I never pictured myself doing as an adult, which is weeding a sidewalk, but I did. And
Well,
now
it was a good few years that it won't be like that until you let it go for another few years. But yeah, it's much nicer to have it available.
we can actually see the sidewalk now.
And we're going to start having.
oh, sorry.
We started last night to have social distant backyard get-togethers.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I mean, you don't
yeah.
get to hug people,
I
but
will-
you do get to talk to them.
Yeah, but I will say that tomorrow is going to be a massive cooking day. I may do. I'm just going to give you a heads up on this. I may do an impromptu stream tomorrow afternoon because I'm creating Mexican chicken tikka. and it's chicken tikka from Trejo's Tacos, which has become
It's our current.
it's our current cookbook of choice.
Yeah.
And when I say Trejo's Tacos, I do mean Danny Trejo, the badass machete himself.
Machete cooks.
Cooks. Machete kills, but apparently Machete also cooks. And
He kills in the kitchen.
he's killing in the kitchen. And so we'll be doing that again. But I'll let you know the social links that Unicorn dropped in chat. They'll keep you up to speed on what's going on with whether or not I'll do that. But it was it just felt like a really
It's nice to be
good,
out here.
positive day. And then I went on Isolde Trachtenberg's The Creative Mind podcast. She recorded me, and I think she was expecting to talk to me for an hour, and we wound up talking for 3. So
That's never happened to you before.
she wanted to know when she could have both of us on the podcast.
Oh my gosh, does she want a 6-hour podcast?
It could happen. Be a new record for us, to say the least.
Yeah.
But in Isolde's own words, she said, I because Isolde knew me from the days of Rebel Grove, and she said, yeah, I should have anticipated the last time we got together we couldn't shut up, and I really should have anticipated that because I haven't seen Isolde.
Good luck editing that. That's
in
all
over
I'm
10
gonna say.
years, yeah. So it was a good start to the week, and I'm hoping that's foreshadowing for a good week because tomorrow I have an interview. It's a preliminary interview, so I'm not overly nervous about it. It's the preliminary interview. I only start to get nervous when I get down to the last few interviews, and
But
that's
it's
always
better to
tricky.
be having interviews than not, even if they, I think it shows that there's some more nibbles out there. March and April was pretty dead.
March and April were pretty dead, but we just gotta
No, they were completely dead. I think we should say.
we gotta stay on course and just make sure that we don't despair, because it's not gonna stay like this. It's not. It's not. And we also have a great support network. Pip's parents checked in, made sure we're doing okay. My mom checked in, made sure we're doing okay. And before anybody asks, yes, both sides of the of our family are taking this the coronavirus very seriously. And granted, the folks in New Zealand are being cautious because they licked it, but they also know it could come back.
Yeah, but it's winter over there, so they can't do outdoor dining. So at least they can do indoor dining.
Right.
With some distance.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go on ahead and call it a night and call this second attempt at Fireside Lore. I think I honestly think that we can call this a success. I think this was a good time. I think this was a good time for everybody. So let's see who's on, and let's see where we can share the love. Yep.
I bet no one else is sitting by a fireside right now.
I doubt very sincerely if anybody else is doing Fireside Lore. If anybody else is doing Fireside Lore, I'd like to hear about it and also see how they're doing it, because anything I can do to make this more efficient, I would be
I just
thrilled.
love that you've been able to turn your favorite thing outside into part of your Twitch stream. He loves this fire pit.
So I'll tell you a quick story about the fire pit, and then we'll wrap it up. But
It's a nice stone fire pit.
yeah, but here's the thing. So we got to give you the backstory about exactly what happened. So basically, one day we were looking at our
Deck.
deck, the deck, and we were looking at the deck, and we realized that the deck was really falling apart.
It was wobbly. It was
It was getting a little wobbly.
warped.
It was warped.
And not in a good way.
Boards were popping up, and we were like, okay, we definitely need to fix this. We definitely need to make sure that we figure out an option here. So we had a guy come out and give us an estimate, and he went to look at our deck, and he was going to repair it until he said, "Mr. Morris, I need to show you something."
This is not in the ground.
And we discovered that this deck was pretty much a hazard, and it was amazing that it hadn't collapsed.
Mm.
So yeah, we had to. So we weren't even. We weren't even going to be able to
Save it.
repair the deck. We had to replace it. But then he said, you can have it replaced with wood, or you can go on ahead and get a stone patio. And then he said, but you may want to.
It's going to be more expensive.
Well, but before you decide whether or not you want to go with a stone patio or not, you need to know it's probably going to be a lot more expensive if you go stone. Which made sense because, stone is forever and wood has a shelf life. He comes back and he goes, okay, Mr. Morris, Mrs. Morris, she actually called her Mrs. Morris. She said, I don't know how to tell you this. It's going to cost you this much to get a brand new deck made of wood. It's going to cost you this much to get it made out of stone. Said, okay, what if I got a completed walkway? Well, then it'll cost you this much. And I went, what if I could get a permanent fire pit in the middle of it? Well, that's going to boost up the price. It's going to cost you this much.
It was still much cheaper.
And we said,
we got the fire pit, the walkway up to the patio, and we got this the bench.
oh yeah, we call it the wedding wall.
No, it's
because
the engagement bench.
It's the engagement bench. Yeah. Basically, that was where I
It's a
proposed
historic document.
Yeah.
Our historic place now.
Yep. That
They'll
was
put a
where.
little plaque next one day. So we got engaged,
Right on that wall.
and I ran up into that room and told my
I
parents.
wanted to have a private moment with Pip, and I said, will you marry me? She said, yes. And that private moment was immediately spoiled when she went running up to the steps and she said, I have to go and tell my parents. And update my Facebook account. And then she said, and you better do the same too. People are going to start talking. Boom. So much for the private moment.
I did tell my parents first.
Yes,
That
she
would've
did.
been
She
rude.
did. She did tell her parents first.
They did.
So-
My mother would have killed me if she'd read it on Facebook first.
So anyway, so this fire pit has been a little.
Oh, we've enjoyed it.
We've got a lot of good memories around this fire pit. We've had
a
a
lot
lot.
of good friends around this fire pit.
Um,
We will indeed have
and
more friends.
and the
one day.
friends who haven't been around the fire pit have been disappointed when the weather. I remember we were actually hosting. It wasn't Spence, but it was some other friends from out of town, and they were like, "Man, I'm bummed out." And I'm like, "Why?" And they said, "Well, there were two things I wanted to do, when visiting. I wanted to podcast, which we did, and then I wanted to go out for the fire pit, but it's raining." And I said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
and we can't do a fire pit indoors. That's just a bad idea." That's a bad idea.
That would probably invalidate our insurance,
Mm-hmm.
having an indoor fire pit. So it is nice when we get to spend time with. I like it. I especially like it in the fall when it's a little bit chilly.
Which is what tonight feels like, to be honest with
It
you.
is. It's in the 60s, which is odd for Virginia in June.
Yep, and I know who we're going to raid, everybody.
Oh, who are we
I know
gonna
we're raid? We're going to raid Nighthawk.
What are
Nighthawk.
What are they doing?
They're playing Destiny 2.
I've
So,
heard some people enjoy that.
yeah, so we're going to raid. We're going to raid. Can you hold that, please? That was the backup in case we couldn't find lore. Or if the phone conked out. Now I can tell I'm getting tired because I'm starting to stutter. So this is Nighthawk MX. I had the pleasure of having a beer with him at. Oh, and look at that! Yes Bucket has already contributed to the next Fireside lore. We now have one piece of lore that we have to read next time. But right now, we're going to raid Nighthawk MX. Remember, everybody, that we're going to spam Nighthawk's channel with this message right here. And again, thank you, everybody, for the tips, bits, subs, hosts, and auto hosts, and for everything you do that makes this channel happen. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. My Pip appreciates you. The way that the Twitch has been supplementing the income has helped a little bit in making sure bills are getting paid, things like that. And again, we appreciate that too. You all are fantastic, and I'm really tickled that you're enjoying the Fireside lore because I'm digging it too.
Mm-hmm.
Next time, yes, we're starting with one. We're starting with one piece of lore, and once we hit 10 pieces of lore, we'll start making plans for the next Fireside lore. Until next time, you all take care of yourselves. Have a great night, and I'll see you all not bright and early. I'll see you all tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Titan Tuesday. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Stay safe.